Going live. All right. Thank you very much, Polanski. Is it Polan or Polanski? Just Polan?
Just Poland, just Poland.
Okay. Well, so what is the Poland for?
Yeah, Paul or Lani.
Oh, okay. So you kind of merged Paul and Olani at the same time.
Yes.
Ah, okay. I see. I see. That's good. All right. No problem. So, how are you enjoying the Nations Cup so far?
Yeah, it has been fun. It's been awesome. A whole lot of upset here and there from the small teams in Africa to the big teams, and we've seen a whole lot of VAR giving correct uh, justice for all the fouls and the penalties. The decisions were being, the ambience of the tournament, the fans and the everything, the glamour of being a Nigerian, being the quarterfinal again, even though it's not that maybe the quarterfinal is making us happy as a Nigeria, but still, we just have the feelings that this particular edition might be the one we might get to win the fourth Afcon again for the Super Eagles. So the tournament is going for us as a Nigerian. I must confess, it's a very beautiful one, explosive fun
Mm,
for. So it's an
yeah.
happy day for every Nigerians right now.
Yep. I like it. So, what is the one thing that you've picked from there that you think, okay, this is why I love this AFCON?
Yeah, actually, one thing I've picked is the fact that there is in Africa right now a whole lot of things has really improved because the small teams that are giving us upset, they are not doing it from the stand of being play a defending a defensive game. They are bringing the game right to the big teams. They are
Mm,
attacking. There's no small team that has been trying to manipulate results by having playing 6-man defense or parking the bus on like the times being given by Jose Mourinho. So Mauritania, Namibia, even though they are not in the competition anymore, but we have the Blue Sharks right now, Cape Verde, the revelation of the tournament. And I'm not surprised
mhm.
with what I've seen in the last 8 years with Cape Verde. They've really had a good team, getting some Portuguese player of national, some Portuguese descent to play for them, and it's been fun. Players like Baby, the former Man U player, playing for them. They are playing good football. They are very hard to beat. Very hard team to beat, and they play good football too. So this small team play attacking football. So I'm really
Mhm.
happy at the fact that they could pick the game to the big teams and not from the stand of playing a defensive game. That alone for me says it all.
Yep, I agree. And I think something else that I might want to add really is the fact that I think we've talked about it over and over and over again on Twitter, which is that all the 8 teams that made the previous quarterfinal are out. That's one. And then the second one being that the 5 top teams in Africa in the FIFA ranking are also out. So that makes Nigeria the highest ranked team left remaining in this tournament. So now everybody's saying, no, we don't want Nigeria to be favorite too, because when you hear favorite, the moment anybody says favorites, that's your cue to get knocked out. Do you agree? Is Nigeria the favorites?
Yeah, Nigeria is the favorite, but I would just want to keep short on that because Nigerian team, it's a Nigerian football culture. Whenever we tend to play a team we are meant to beat, we fumbled it all by by not being serious with them, and Angola happens to sit on that level. I mean, hearing Angola play Nigeria, won't we won't we eventually think? I mean, it's gonna be a very easy ride, for Nigerian team,
Well,
and
not
that's how it
really.
should.
Not really, because when you look at, I mean, previous history in Nigeria and Angola, it hasn't been easy at all. I mean, even in that 89, when, which was like one of our earliest meetings when Samuel Kwaraji died, we played 2-2 in Luanda, and then we came to Lagos and we beat them 1-0. And then in 2004, if I remember correctly, yes, when we had that Nations Cup qualifier, they came here. I think the first game was, is it 1-0? No, the first game was, I think we tied them over in Luanda. Then they came to Nigeria and played 2-2. And that 2-2 was a hard. I was in the stadium that day. It was scary. Before we knew what was happening, they were leading 2-0. Like from nowhere, they were up 2-0. And then Uche Kalu scored one very fine goal, and Osazena scored a PK that, in fact, that PK self, I don't even know whether the way the ref gave us that penalty, I'm sure there was more to it than that. So, and that was how we survived that game, And then, of course, 2006, where we had the World Cup issue, oh, Santos has joined us. Welcome, Santos. Put your video on, please. So 2006, where we now had that
Hi
World Cup.
guys.
Hello, put your video on, and then please just mute yourself for a while. I will come to you. Um, yeah, and then where they beat us 1-0 in Rwanda. They came to Kanu. Goodness knows why we took that game to Kanu. And then, they won one, they drew 1-1, and that was how we lost out in the World Cup. So our games against Angola have never been easy. So there's no way to say, oh, this is going to be, we should run over them. And I don't expect it to be easy
Yeah,
either.
yeah, but if we were to think about it, I know about the history, but the fact still remains, we've not played these people in a tournament. And
True, true.
last time I checked, no small team has been able to eliminate Nigeria in the knockout round. So that alone, it's saying that Nigeria is the favorite, has the upper hand, even
True.
though tournament football is a very different ballgame entirely
Mm-hmm.
compared to quality. So Angola has given us a very tough time in the qualifiers, rather. But I don't know, I stand to be corrected. I don't think we've been able to meet them in a proper tournament, especially in the knockout round where we are to meet them tomorrow. So, I mean, it's a very different ballgame entirely. The experience, the passion that comes with playing for Super Eagles, for the players to play with Angola tomorrow. I want to see what will happen tomorrow. But guess what? I think Nigeria will be having the upper hand tomorrow. This tournament, it's really shaping up to be for the Super Eagles if only they get serious with it. Beat
Mm-hmm.
Angola, let's see what will happen against either of Cape Verde or South Africa. So we've not made them in the tournament. All the other issue we have are the qualifiers. I could remember the game in Kano. Yakubu missed chances, Okocha missed chances, Kano missed chances, even though the
True.
weather is not enough. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's a tournament
Yeah,
qualifiers.
Kanu
Thank
even
you.
tried to get a penalty. I remember that day. The referee was Dan Bennett in South Africa, because I remember that after the game, he and I were flying together out of Kanu to Lagos. There was one time when Kanu was trying to get a fake penalty, and it kind of went down, and Dan just told him get up and didn't give him even though they were. And then so when we're on the at the airport, I was like, Dan, why didn't you give Kanu that penalty? I was like, come on, that was not a penalty. Like I just didn't get up. So yeah, because I mean I knew that Bennett from before. So that day I was thinking, come on, this guy, you gotta give us this PK, man. You can't let us lose this game. But Dan was like, nah, that was the right PK. And so he just told Can we just get out of here. And that was it. Anyway, welcome to Prince Ijeje and Santos Akilele. Why do your name sound familiar? Santos, put on your video first. Yeah, thank you very much. What shirt is that? Is that a Cameroon shirt or Algeria? Put it hold on, let me unmute you. You're muted. Let me before. Yeah.
Oh, Malawi.
Oh,
That's Malawian
Malawi.
jersey. Yeah.
Why are you wearing a Malawian jersey? They don't even qualify for the African Nations Cup.
I'm sentimental.
Really? Sentimental for a team that didn't qualify for the tournament. Okay.
No,
Why
to
Malawi?
the
Is your wife from Malawi or girlfriend from Malawi? Confess now. Confess. Don't worry. We won't bust you.
I go DM you.
Okay, that's fine. Then Prince JJ, welcome. How are you? Nope, you're muted. Hang on a second. I'm gonna have to unmute you. Yep. Yeah. Yep. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine, Colin. It's a
Okay.
privilege to be
Where?
here.
Yep. Privilege to have you guys too. Where are you from? So you have a hoodie on. Are you North America, Canada?
No, I'm the UK right now.
Oh, okay, yeah. Awesome. Because when you
Yeah,
have a hoodie on like that, that means you're not definitely not in Nigeria. I mean, you have a hoodie on,
yeah.
and your picture is very clear. Unlike Poland, who is using firewood to light up his to light up his studio. Anyway, no problem. All right, so I will only have a few more minutes because I want us to be out of here by 4:45, which is 10:45
Okay.
really. yeah, for me, I've got to take my daughter to basketball practice, and then I know you guys also have other things to do, especially those of you on the other side where the night
And
is
different.
long. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
all right. So let's talk about this. Prince,
Yeah.
what has stood out for you at this tournament?
For me now, this would be against popular opinion, but I have loved the way Alex Iwobi has played.
Okay.
I feel like he has been very disciplined, and a lot of people don't really understand his role right now. If you follow Iwobi the way he has been in the past 3 years, you will discover he has become more defensive than an attacking player. Do not forget, under Ancelotti, he was used as a fullback, like a flat fullback, not even a wing back. He has played as a defensive midfielder, a deep playing defensive midfielder. So over the years, he has become more defensive, and the team is trying to make sure that he works in line with Frank Onyeka and sit back.
Mm-hmm.
But Nigerians just want him to be crazy and go, attacking midfielder, show us that JJ style. But that's not it. And I'm happy with the way he has kept it simple. And if you look at it, he's got a lot of stamina when it comes to running. He's a player who's
Yep.
always fit. So I feel like that's one that's gone under the radar for us. And I like that role, and I would like to see it continue. Even if we're going to bring in an attacking midfielder, I still would prefer Iwobi to be there alongside Onyeka. And I know at
Okay.
some point Hassan might be fit to come in, but I've got a little bit of issue with Hassan because I feel like sometimes he needs to calm down. It's all over the place. It doesn't work like that in football. You need to be tactical. You don't need to show your energy and run and be over enthusiastic. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Iwobi is one that stood out for me, which a lot of people are not talking about.
Yeah, that's a great point because I don't know if you guys have seen the press conference from earlier today, but they asked him that question about
Yeah,
why he wasn't being more creative, and he said, "Look, the coach has told him to work with Frank Onyeka, keep
yeah,
control of the game, keep possession, and make sure that the forwards have the supplies they need." So the forwards, Osimhen, Lukman, Chukwueze, Simon,
Moses.
they are the ones who now have the creative responsibilities for the team to drive forward. For him and Onyeka, their job is mostly to stabilize the team. Keep possession, keep the ball moving, and be disciplined. And I think that's that's a very good one because that's exactly what we've been talking about. I know I've been saying it for a little bit about Iwobi's play because people were saying, "Oh, Iwobi's supposed to be creative. He's not creative enough," and when you look at the way that team plays, that's exactly what you need because
Yeah,
we're trying to be tidy, very tidy at the back, not give too much away, which we're not giving, and then try and hit teams on the break. So um, that means that we're very light in terms of midfielders, and so it's very important that those two work hard to keep that balance there, and that's exactly what they are doing. So I guess that question has been answered by Iwobi himself. All right, Santos,
yeah.
what you got to say, man? What's impressed you about this tournament? I'm not just talking about Nigeria now.
Particularly about Nigeria or about the tournament itself. For the tournament itself, I think I'm very fascinated by teams like Cabo Verde, Equatorial Guinea. I like when teams come out and just try and play football, right? There's nobody's overthinking it, and everyone is just trying to play some kind. Of course, the bigger boys like Morocco, Senegal, Nigeria. When we started 3-4-3, we're beginning to show, there's a coach doing something somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
for this guy. And the rest. I'm not going to discredit what their coaches have done, but I've just loved the carpe diem spirit. Like, let's just play football, and you've seen how it has reflected in some of the results that have surprised us. The ones that have ended really dramatically, or the ones that even the big boys like Cameroon when they came back against Gambia. I don't think I've enjoyed a Nations Cup like this in a while. We've seen some really boring ones. So this is just like I don't even care who wins right now. I just want to keep enjoying watching them play.
That's true.
I've
Very
got,
true.
I've got something to say though. There's something called recency bias. A lot of people have been saying this is the best Afcon so far. I understand, but trust me, my personal opinion, there have been some other Afcon that have had exciting football too. But it's just like maybe the entire world just has this low expectation from African football, and we just ride on that bandwagon, and we forget that African football has always had immense quality over time, and we just want to say like this is the best. Like in terms of quality, I would say some other AFCON might even top this one, but this one is good because of the upsets we have been having, probably. But quality-wise, people shouldn't forget that we have been having quality football in Africa over the time.
That's true. Which would you pick as your best Afcon? Prince?
2013 for me.
Okay.
And I have my reasons because the Nigerian team was so special. The way tactics changed while the tournament started, with our right back wasn't supposed to be our right back. I think Kenneth Omero wasn't supposed to be our right back at some point, but Keshi just managed to change everything as the competition went, and that's what you get when it comes to tournaments. It's not like a league. You need to grow in the competition, and you have players who were not well known. They came in and they played well. And you look at the likes of Burkina Faso too, Fanse, and the kind of football they played. Mali were also good there, even if they didn't go too far. And there was good quality there back then, but people shouldn't forget, recency bias.
True. I think that tournament, Omero started. Yobo started the first game, got injured. Omero started the first game with Obabona. Then he got injured, and then Yobo came in as centre back, and Ife Ambrose was one at right back for that tournament. But I do agree with you. I mean, for me, I loved the 1980 edition.
I wasn't born then.
Yeah, I was very a kid back then, but I remember because part of what I remember was that it was black and white TV. We had this big cupboard light TV that we watched the games, and when Nigeria won that tournament, like the whole everywhere scattered, like the whole street was going mad, absolutely crazy. Because at the time, the North Africans were the dominant teams in Africa. Because most people were not going to Europe back then. Everybody was playing at home. So the North Africans had like some of the best leagues in Africa. So beating Algeria was a big deal, in that final. So it was amazing. We came up with so many songs back then, and I loved it. And then I think 1990 was another one. The reason being all the whole stuff that went on before the tournament from a Nigeria point of view, where some of the professional players were like, and then West Ham was like, you know what, go sit in the corner. And then you got a lot of local players, and Mokachide from UNTL in Kaduna and so on. And the first game, they were absolutely battered by Algeria, 5-1. Everybody was like, okay, we're done. And then we came back and got all the way to the final and only lost 1-0 to Algeria. And then Senegal 92 was bloody. I remember Keshi giving up a goal against the host and then going back to score again. But yeah, I agree with you. I think part of why this tournament is so special for me, I don't know about others, is the fact that I was one of the hybrid 10. Thank you. Now I put your comment off. Let me just put the other one. Is that refs and VAR can be competent? Okay, we're going to come to this conversation later, but let me just finish this thought I have here. So part of why I'm so impressed with this is that when CAF started talking, I think this went back as far as 2017, if I'm not mistaken, when CAF started talking about introducing a 24-team tournament. I was one of those who were in support of a 24-team tournament because my thinking was that if these small teams get a chance to be at the African Nations Cup, then they'll be more motivated to develop their football, and then their players of foreign origin in Europe or elsewhere would also be motivated to come back and play for them, and that raises the level of those teams and the level of competition in Africa. I had a lot of colleagues who were against it and saying, no, it's not going to happen, it's too much. And I'm like, look, what do we want to see? We want to see competition. Somebody was saying, my friend Sasu, and I'm going to call him by name because I've told him before, Sasu was saying, it's going to divide the competition. There's going to be 10-0 games, 5-0 games, and this. Why do you want to divide it? I'm not going to watch for. And I'm like, no, once you start developing, because I said, look, Nani could have played for Cape Verde, Brian Hayes could have played for Cape Verde. If they had a chance to compete at Afcon. So we can actually get this guy. And if you look at it, a lot of these smaller countries have a lot of players scattered all over Europe and the rest of the world, but they can't come back. They can't come back because, at least back then, because there was no hope. They can't qualify for the World Cup. They can't go to the Nations Cup. So what is there to go and play for a nation for? So, but now, because they have the chance, it's happening. And we saw it at the first tournament in 2021. That was the first, 2019 was the first one. Was it? Yeah. Was it? No, yeah. Was the first one. Abi? Yeah, to go 24 teams. Madagascar beat Nigeria. And you ask yourself, where did that come from? But just being able to qualify. Cape Verde, before they even got here, beat Cameroon, almost denied Cameroon a World Cup ticket. So yeah, I think that's why just being able to see these countries come up and have this sort of impact on the tournament is what has made it so special, and that's why everybody is so hyped about it. Hybrid 10, thank you for joining. Let me just read your comment now. It says, what I didn't realize is that refs and VAR can be competent. EPL almost made me believe that refs are by default bad and incompetent. Poland, what do you say to that?
Yeah, I'm really VAR can be so competent. The fact that African referee and VAR can be so competent to the extent that Daily Mail was now reporting that for the very first time,
I
African referee made a mistake, which
I
happens to
saw
be
them.
the Senegal and the I think
Ivory
the
Coast.
Sen the Senegal and the Ivory Coast. So I was not surprised that what is really happening here. So that is telling you how much uh, consistency, how much of fairness has been, how much the referee, the officiating has been so good, and I'm really impressed with that.
Mhm.
Not matches has gone with controversy. It is always perfection, top notch refereeing from every referee and the other officials. So I'm really impressed with that. Honestly, I am so
Mhm.
much impressed. Africa has
Yep.
really Africa has really light up the whole stuff, and I'm really happy that that is coming, that is happening in my lifetime watching African football.
True. By the way, you guys can see nobody needs to tell you that Poland is in Nigeria.
Even the trenches.
Yeah, no, nobody needs to tell you that Poland is in Nigeria. Prince, are you also in Nigeria?
If I'm a Nigerian.
No, no. Oh, sorry, not you. I was okay. That's Santos. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Are you
am.
Nigeria.
Malawi?
No, 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 not right now. I'm in Abuja.
Okay, it's Abuja. No wonder. That's why. If you were in Lagos
But,
like
but
us,
Colin, you need to give credit to the guy in Nigeria. He's got the spotlight on him.
oh no, no, of course. That's why I definitely give him credit because it's not easy, to be trying. And look, I think he deserves something because just not only being able to join, but also being able to join even with what do you call them now? Not NEPA. What do they call them now? This is PHC and whatever it is. You
Yeah.
know,
He's still
at the
Nepal. Forever the Nepal.
forever NEPA trying to frustrate him, but the guy says he will not agree for them. He's not agreeing for anybody.
But you know something about this VR situation. It has gone to show that the technology is not the problem; it's the
The
people.
people, exactly.
And if you look at this year's Afcon, I might be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't seen a lot of betting companies as sponsors. And if you look at the Premier League, for instance, I don't think there's any major league in Europe that has got more betting companies as sponsors. So you should know that there are things going on at the backyard. Like they release some statements, they just find a way to cut and paste. They just like copy some things. Like they don't like. I'm talking about the
That,
videos
that's
now.
that's a very good point. That's a very good point.
After everything, and it takes them a long time to make. They can spend like 5 minutes to make one offside decision. It hasn't even happened in Afcon.
Mhm.
Sometimes they don't even
Yeah.
need to draw the lines. They just listen, and it's accurate.
hmm The,
So
the,
it shows
the,
you
exactly.
there's
The
corruption.
AFCON decisions have been really quick. Like,
Yeah,
and when they extend, they're going to call the ref, and the ref is just going to go there, and the ref barely wastes any time. He just goes there,
yeah.
takes a look, make a decision, comes out, and makes the call. And it's been correct. I mean, I can't remember. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but I can't remember any wrong VAR call from an official at
No,
this tournament.
no, no, I can't. And there was a point you raised about Daily Mail. I even had a screenshot of that. I was going to make a video on that, but I was like, no, these guys are actually going after clout. They know what they're doing. They're trying to trigger
Mhm.
people. They have seen that AFCON is actually the center of attention now when it comes to sports in the whole world. Nobody's even talking about the EPL. Chelsea, Liverpool
Mhm.
played. People didn't even know. So
Exactly.
them in England right now, what they're trying to do is they're trying to, steal the spotlight. And Africans, we need to understand one thing. This thing is our product. It's ours. We need to cherish it and we need to value it. There are people out there who are not happy with it. They have tried before to stop big stars from coming to this competition, and they will keep trying because they try to downplay it. But we should know that this is interesting. The whole world is watching. They're even watching it more than the Asian competition. People are
Mhm.
even saying it's better than the what they have in South America, even the Euros. So we need to know that there are people who are actually against us, and they will try their best to try to ridicule this competition. Some are even going as far as bringing up the referee's mistake from the other Afcon, the one who ended the
Mhm.
game before full time, and they're trying to
Yep.
make to link it to this present Afcon. So we as Africans, we also have our role to play. We need to stand up and know that this competition is ours, and with the same energy we have for this, we should translate it into the African Champions League and the
Mhm.
Confederations Cup, and even down to Chan, because I love the ginger I'm seeing, and social media has played a very key role, in this, and we should keep the fire burning because these people do not want us to succeed, and we're going to prove them wrong. We are the
That's
best.
true. Because if you know, and the funny thing is, it's not only the AFCON that's going on right now. The AFC Championship, that's the Asian Nations Cup, is also going on. But who's talking about that? I mean, even if
Nobody.
you look at, if you, I mean, I'm in the US, so I can see trending topics from different places. And AFCON is trending here. AFC Championship is not trending. So that just goes to tell you that, I mean, and also consider the fact that big teams have been kicked out of the tournament. So you would expect that, oh, okay, maybe that would drop the interest. But but to the contrary, interest keeps spiking,
Yeah.
and that's why I'm so happy at the fact that we have this 24 team tournament because I mean,
Exactly.
yeah, go ahead, Santos.
No. I was just agreeing with the fact that the fact we have 24 of them has, improved as in the efficacy of the event in itself generally. And
Mhm.
if it was just one upset, then we could say, oh, these guys are out and this is going to be boring. It's not been one upset. It's been Cameroon beat Gambia,
Multiple.
but Gambia played good football. Do you
Mhm.
understand? So even the game the big teams won, they didn't walk over those teams.
Mhm.
Nigeria is going to Angola, and any Nigerian who is saying, "Oh, we know we are going to win them," is not necessarily being honest. If you have looked
Exactly.
at the kind of football they've played, these guys were one man down, and did you see how they opened up Namibia with like 4 passes and
Exactly.
scored?
That's
It
what I
was
was telling
high,
Poland just now. That look, that this
high
can not
quality
be easy.
football. It wasn't I one I2. It was they opened everybody up and scored. Do you understand? And that's Angola. So I'm going into the game tomorrow, for example, being a Nigerian and patriotic, not necessarily saying, oh, we're going to do them. Because when we play teams where we're not the ones who are the motivated underdogs,
Mhm.
we don't pick up early, except we just score an early goal and then we keep hitting them on counter. So except we
Mhm.
score Angola very early, I'll be bothered. You understand? And I hate them. And everybody knows why I hate Angola. Fabrice Aqua, like, he still gives me nightmares. The
If I'm
head
not sick,
nonsense. I still remember the guy's name. Like, if I see him on
I
the road, I'll
cried.
still remember him. Ooh, Aqua.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
so,
I was telling Poland just before you guys joined about those games that happened back then. It was
okay.
crazy. Yeah, I agree with you. This is not going to be an easy game by a long shot. And I think what makes me happy about getting into the game is when I listen to the players talk about it. I've spoken to like four players over the last couple of days, including Musa, Trus Ekong. I published the interview and so on, and then of course listened to press conference today with Alex Iwobi and the coach. And the one thing that stands out for me is when I hear them say that it's not going to be an easy game. One. Two, that they're not going to change the way they play. They're going to keep the same shape, the same formation, the same tactics, which is stay tight and break quickly. And so if, as far as I'm concerned, if they keep that, because one thing I'm going to say is, from a quality point of view, the Super Eagles, man for man, have more quality than Angola and almost
Yeah.
any other team at this tournament, right?
Any
So
of
now,
them, actually.
now exactly. Now, the difference, the reason why sometimes upsets happen is that you find that the team with more quality tend to expect their quality to do their job for them and not them doing the hard work.
Yeah.
So what has helped Nigeria in this tournament is that I think is that first of all, because of all the pressure, or maybe I don't know, either because of the pressure they came in with, or because of the way the coach wants to play, is that they came into this tournament and they were like, you know what, we're not going to go and be kamikaze kind of Nigeria attacking. We're going to be disciplined, organized, stop teams from getting at us, and then while we're doing that, when we get a chance, we'll get at them. And because of how disciplined they've been playing that mid block, I mean, whether it was Equatorial Guinea, who only scored from a mistake, and that was an error, or Cote d'Ivoire, who barely got a sniff at our goal, or Guinea-Bissau or Cameroon, they barely got a sniff at our goal. Like, they didn't
Yeah.
create any against us. So If they can carry that same mentality and work for each other and apply themselves, trust me, in the end, what will decide the game will be the quality of Victor Osimhen, the quality of Ademola Lookman, even Moses Simon. Those are the things that are going to decide the game. As long as we don't make those mistakes, those silly mistakes that cost us that goal against them. Because everybody's saying, oh, Angola scored 9 goals and so on. Yeah, they scored 9 goals. They scored against teams that, look at the teams they scored against. These are teams that were not as disciplined at the back as Nigeria was. Look at Namibia. You were one man down, and everybody knows the simple rule. One man up. Stretch the play as much as you can and work them to their tire. Instead, they were bombing forward like with so much indiscipline, and so leaving space open at the back for these guys to take advantage of. So I think that if we carry the same mentality, we'll be good. If we make a mistake and try and think, oh, they are easy, that's what the problem is going to be. Let me just read this quickly from Divine. Divine Tonke says, from his Aqua, right? I thought I was the only one who has not forgiven him. Oh, no,
we
you're not. We plenty.
We plenty.
We plenty. Divine, we plenty. Don't worry, you're not alone. A lot of us are also in that boat. I'm sure that even Prince, who is not saying it, is also in that boat of Fabrice Aqua.
Can I add something?
Go ahead.
This is the stage of the competition where we need our wingers more than ever. We know Osimhen now. Osimhen is a mayhem, he causes trouble up front. I'm not expecting goals from him right now. But what he can do is he can draw those defenders out and create space for the wingers. I'm saying wingers specifically because we don't really play with an attacking midfielder. Iwobi is now like a central defensive midfielder alongside Onyeka. So those wingers, they need to be very precise with their play. When they have any chance to cut in, if you are shooting, try your best to at least shoot at goal properly. If you're going to cross, deliver the balls properly. This is not the time for you to, cross loose balls anyhow or just shoot, nonchalantly. The wingers need to step up, and if they do step up, they're actually going to enjoy. Because Osimhen is just going to be like how Giroud was for France in the World Cup. He wasn't scoring, but he opened the way for others to score. So our wingers, Simon, Chukwueze, and Lookman, whoever comes in, they need to be very, very precise with their finishing and decisions.
I agree with you. And I think one thing I also like is that in some ways is the way that Lookman and Moses operate. Now, when Victor is bombing forward, who do you see chasing after him? Lookman.
Yeah.
Who is dropping back to help with the defense? Simon.
So
I think they've got that right because Simon is very good at tracking back and making defensive plays.
Yeah, Simon has played as a right wing back before.
Oh yeah, sure.
In his club side, so that defensive discipline is still there.
And I remember how General threatened him one time when we lost against South Africa. He was responsible for not tracking back and when they scored those goals. So General called him and warned him and said the next time he doesn't track back, he's never playing for Nigeria ever again. So Simon has got that in his head since. So he always tracks back to defend, and I like that. So whenever you see Osimhen going forward, you see Lookman almost right behind, and that's how we got that goal. Because when Osimhen won the ball and started going, you saw that Lookman was the one, coming after, and he made the pass, and that was a goal. Simon was here trying to make the defensive plays. All right, we've got a few more minutes to go, so I'll just let you guys have one last word each, and then okay, I was about to actually call Poland, but then he disappeared. I was about to get him to come on and get one last word in, but yeah, he just got up. But yeah, so I'll let you guys have one quick final word, and then oh yeah, he just sent a message. Says he has he says, guys, it's been an awesome conversation. I want to step out now as I want to have an important call. All right, thank you very much, Poland. We appreciate that. Okay, so one final word, guys. Okay, I think he just came on. Let me give him a chance to get his. Yeah, Poland. Okay, you're on. Your final word before we go.
Oh yeah. All right. It's been an awesome conversation, like I said in my chat. I just hope that Nigeria get to be serious tomorrow and beat Angola. I don't care about the scoreline. I care about the winning. It might be 1-0, 2-0. I don't care about the scoreline. All I want is Nigeria going to the semi-final. And for the very first time, I'm really happy going to the semi-final because we are not playing Cameroon, we're not playing Ghana, we're not playing Cote d'Ivoire in the semi-final. Yeah, and we are not playing Tunisia or Morocco. We are playing
Mm,
Cape Verde of South Africa.
sorry.
For South Africa, if they get to
Mm,
qualify, they'll be hoping that for the very first time, they'll be defeating Nigeria in the tournament. For
mm.
Cape Verde, it's still the
Those are our wives. We know them. We have paid the
so,
right price, so we're not
A
worried about
serious
them.
so,
relationship.
All
so
right.
about
Thank
Cape
you very
Verde,
much, Polan.
it's still about. So
Santos.
I hope we win
Oh, okay.
tomorrow. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Polan. It was good having you on here. Santos, final word. Okay. I think Santos, something happened to your. Okay. While we're
Okay,
waiting for you to come back on, Prince, final word.
yeah, my final word now is, Nigerians, we are very emotional and we tend to overreact. We believe we are the best. Of course, we are the best, but sometimes we need to understand that it's a competition. The same way we are preparing, other people are also preparing. So my take here is, if for any reason we don't win the game, we shouldn't go too hard on the team. This team has given us signs that they can improve. There's something there. We should encourage them. We shouldn't call out any player and say this one retire, that one retire. Let us keep this support going. It's a competition. You go in. Nobody has a divine right to win. You go in, you try to win, and if we don't win, let's keep the support going and cheer this team on. There's another competition next year, the next 5 years, the next 10 years. Let's just keep supporting these guys. Let's not beat them down too much if we don't win. But I pray we win.
All right, thank you very much. And Divine Tonke says the wingers I can trust on the team are Aino and Bassi, and they both are wingbacks. I wish we can find a suitable third centre back and push Bassi forward. Also bring in Alisson and push Iwobi forward for Simon. Yeah, I mean, on that point, Kenneth Omero can come in as a third centre back. We happened in the last game where the coach took off Zaidu Sanusi and then brought Kenneth in, and then Bassi went to as a the left-sided wing back, so to speak. So it's possible. Alassane and Iwobi, I think the way we're playing, it's kind of hard to just push Iwobi there. I think for me, I'll start the same team just because, like I said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And then
Yeah.
if there's anybody that's not playing up to par, then you can pull them out and bring somebody. But otherwise, I'll definitely start with the same team. All right. Santos, final word.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks, guys. I jumped up in error. I was just going to say that, very unrelated to football, we've seen the energy that these guys have shown when they want something. For the first time, we're watching a Nigerian team that we can see there's no pride, there's some kind of patriotism and passion, and it transfers to every other thing as Nigerians, and I'm just urging every other Nigerian saying this, that when we want to do stuff, we do stuff. And so if we want to be better Nigerians, if we want to fix our continent, we do stuff. Even with technology that has, leveled the world together, you've seen how VAR has shown that Africans can do things when we have the same level with you guys as
True.
well. Everybody has commended the VAR systems here and shown that the people can be credible. So you think about the bigger picture and what I'm saying. Nigerians, Africans, we can do stuff.
All right. Thank you very much, gentlemen. I appreciate you coming on. We'll definitely do this again, hopefully by the after the game when I'm done with my all the trouble. Like part of the reason why I can't do these lives after the game is that I have to write multiple reports. So and then by the time I'm done, especially because of where I am, by the time I'm done, it's like way late on the other side of the world. But the good thing is that this game it starts at noon here, which is about 6 p.m. Nigeria time. So give or take, if I use the next 2 hours after the game to do my
10,
stuff,
10 p.m. again. 10 p.m. again.
we'll
We'll go.
probably do a 10 p.m. thing, and then at least 1 hour should be enough for us to talk through all of the fallout from the game.
Mr. Colin,
Yes, sir.
just before you go,
Mm-hmm.
I will say this in pidgin. I don't dey watch you since I small. I don't dey watch you. You don't know what you do
why
for me
you
today.
aging me now?
No, I'm still young. I mean, you still look like how you've
So
been.
you're,
Like
saying- you're saying I'm
you
old
have
now,
been
yeah?
you have been one of those I've been looking up to like for a long time, and I follow your work on ESPN. I like what you're doing.
Thank you very much.
Well
Appreciate
done,
it.
sir.
All right.
All right.
Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it. By the way, I have this stuff going on MTN FC. If you have an MTN line or whatever it is, just go on there, sign up. It's just $20 a day. Get news, stories. I do videos there every week, some insight analysis and things, and I also put some player videos. So just go on there, go to MTN FC on on your phone, on your mobile phone, and sign up. Like I said, it's $20 a day, which is barely 600 naira a month. So I'm sure everybody can afford that, right? Okay.
Right.
Thank you for joining, guys, and we'll do this again. Appreciate it, and I'll see you again soon.
All
Right,
right.
cheers.
Yes.